You're listening to Building a Creative Life. I'm Pam Vale, an artist and writer. This podcast is about the small, often overlooked ways creativity shows up in real life, in what we notice and in what we choose to respond to. Here you'll find conversations and reflections shaped by curiosity, not instruction. No expectations, nothing to master. Just room to pay attention and trust where that leads. Hello, creative friends. Are you competitive? Do you think about competition? I don't normally think about it myself, but I did after a recent trip. Not the loud kind of competition, like not winning or losing, but something quieter. On our trip to Scotland last fall, my husband and I started playing a strategic tile game called Rummikub again. We used to play it years ago with a set that was my mom's, but this time it was digital on our iPads. Same game, but very different feel and very mobile. I've never really thought of myself as competitive, especially not with sports or growth or success. But after a few rounds of Rummikub, something surprised me. I wasn't trying to beat him. I didn't even care who won. What I cared about was thinking a little faster, for myself. Seeing patterns sooner, for myself. Staying more organized, for myself. Making cleaner decisions. Yep, you guessed it. For myself. I wanted to improve my own play, not win. At some point, it stopped feeling like a shared game and became a private one. Me and the tiles and my own attention. A mental exercise. A small internal problem-solving world where I could push my limits without anyone watching. And that surprised me because I always thought competition meant comparison or taking something from someone else. Or maybe most of all, proving something. But this didn't feel like that at all. It felt contained, personal, almost meditative. This made me wonder how many things I've quietly ruled out because of the words I attached to them. Competition, ambition, focus, even self-reflection. For a long time, I think I associated those things with selfishness, as if giving something to myself meant taking it away from someone else, as if attention were a limited resource. That way of thinking is insidious and subtle, and unless you pause to notice it, it can quietly shape what you allow yourself to explore or push away. I've spent years unlearning some of those internal rules. Through 12-step recovery, through reflection, through giving myself permission to look inward honestly. Even so, they still show up in unexpected places and come out sideways. Sometimes disguised as beliefs, sometimes as choice. Sitting there playing a simple game, I realized how much I enjoy pushing my own edges when no one else is involved. Not to be better than anyone else, just to see what happens when I stay with something longer, when I repeat something, when I pay closer attention. That feels connected to creativity for me. Not as output, not as achievement, but as a way of engaging with myself. A way of staying curious about my own capacity, abilities, and limits. It also made me think about how our examples ripple outward without us trying. When we allow ourselves to explore and to evolve and to take our own curiosity seriously, it quietly gives others permission to do the same. Not by instruction, but just by example. What does the word competition mean to you? Does it feel charged, negative, neutral, energizing, uncomfortable? What about the word creative or talented or inspirational? Have you ever questioned where those feelings come from? Was there a moment, a message, or an experience that taught you that they didn't apply to you? That they meant something you didn't want to be or maybe didn't think you could be? What might change if competition didn't mean comparison, but simply attention? If the word creative belonged to everyone? If talented wasn't about being exceptional, but about having skills or a natural aptitude? And if inspiration didn't have to mean transformation at all? Thank you for being here. I hope something from today's conversation stays with you in a quiet way. If this episode felt meaningful, you're welcome to follow the podcast or pass it along to someone who might enjoy it. Until next time.